Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about a brand new product coming soon from Huda Beauty. This is the lip blush. It's a creamy lip and cheek stain. It comes in 5 colors and it's launching on the Huda Beauty site, at Sephora, and at all the Huda retailers on May 9th, and these will be priced at $25 US a piece. So I'm just going to give you some of the claims from the information that the Huda team sent along with these 5 shades. This says that they are transfer and kiss proof. Let's test it out. I did test another one of the shades too during the lip swatches, but that's the lightest shade. This is the darkest shade, so let's just go ahead and test it just to be sure. Nothing on my hand. Let's give it a smooch. Yep, completely transfer proof for sure. This says they're comfortable and lightweight. Again, I agree with that. I have worn a couple of these over the past couple days. 8-hour wear. They do definitely need to be touched up before that, but they are really long wearing. I don't know if they're quite 8 hours. And this also says that it's a buildable formula. Very true. You can wear these a lot more sheared out. I'm showing them in the lip swatches more built up so that you can really get a sense for the color that's possible, but I'll show you some more sheared out swatches on my arm. That way you can kind of get the best of both worlds. These do set all the way down to a completely matte transfer proof finish, as you already saw from the kiss test. Now this says that they're hydrating. I think that might be a step too far. They're not drying. I don't feel like the life is being sucked out of my lips, but I wouldn't say that these are hydrating, especially compared to something like the ColourPop Glossy Lip Stains, which I love, one of my all-time favorite lip formulas. That one definitely has more of a hydrating element because they start out glossy and then dry down to a stain. These don't really have that glossy stage. So they are lightweight, they are very comfortable, but I wouldn't call them hydrating. I want to show you a close-up look at all of the packaging. I want to show you lip swatches of all 5 shades, and I'm also going to show you an arm swatch, a little bit more sheared out arm swatch. You can see all 5 of these colors side by side together because a couple of them are pretty close in my opinion. So let's start off by taking a look at the outer packaging of the product first. This is what they look like inside the boxes that they'll come in if you order them or pick them up in store. There's this little peekaboo window on the side so you can see the color coordinating packaging inside. And then of course we have those iconic Huda lips with the shade names on the tops of the outer packaging. As you could see from that little peekaboo window, all of these do have a color coordinated soft touch packaging. This has a soft matte texture, very similar to the classic NARS packaging if you've ever felt that. It's a similar texture. And then on the side, one side says Huda Beauty, another side says Lip Blush, and then the other 2 sides are completely blank. Of course, there is a shade name sticker on the bottom in addition to the different colors on the packaging. So these are very easy to grab the one you're looking for when they're all stored in a drawer or whatnot. The applicator is kind of larger. It has that cupped area there to gather up product, and it is a slanted and pointed doe foot. Now I really want to do a quick comparison between the lip blush and the ColourPop Fresh Kiss Glossy Lip Stain because I do think these are kind of similar and it's worth comparing them. Obviously there's a pretty marked price difference. The size of the packaging is very similar. The size of product inside is very similar, but of course the ColourPop one is just much less expensive. The applicators are quite different, and honestly, the ColourPop ones are more sheer and they have a shorter wear time, probably because they have that glossy element. The Huda ones wear for longer, so it just depends on what you're looking for and what your priorities are if you're comparing these two. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like applied to the cheeks because this is listed as a lip and cheek stain. Now I do not recommend just taking the wand straight onto your cheek because these do stain. You might end up with a little like triangle stamp of the doe foot on your face. So I recommend just tapping some product onto your finger and then building that up on the cheeks. I didn't go too hard with it because I was already wearing some blush earlier in the day that had kind of worn off, and I have quite a bold eye look, so I didn't want to go too much, but you can see this definitely does give a nice little flush of color to the cheeks. Now I'm going to give you a couple of lip swatches. These first three colors look pretty similar to one another. I'm going to give you another kiss test here because I did the darkest shade. I also want to do the lightest shade, and I had just applied this, so it wasn't even fully dried down. However, these do dry pretty quickly, and as you'll see from this kiss test, just the very center of my lips gave a little tiny bit of transfer, but my lips themselves still look really, really good. This is definitely a pretty darn transfer proof type of product for sure. Next, I'm going to show you Apricot Kiss. Now, I really built this one up so that you could see that this one really can come across as quite a bit more red than the Peachy Kiss shade. If this is not built up as much, it looks very, very similar to both Peachy Kiss and the next shade we're going to look at, that's Coral Kiss. This is the shade that I applied to my cheeks, and overall this is my favorite shade of the 5. It's just that right in between. It's not too far off of my natural coloring, but it's definitely giving me a little something something. So this is my favorite one, although I do really like all of them and think that most of these are going to be pretty and flattering on most people. Rosy Kiss is the one that leaves behind the most staining, even more so than the next deeper shade, Berry Kiss. This one leaves behind a pretty bright pink stain in its wake, so keep that in mind, especially if you're using it on your face. And then Berry Kiss has a beautiful, cooler tone, but this one does take a little bit more work to get a nice smooth application, and this one tends to go patchy on me pretty quickly, unfortunately. It just needs a couple extra touch-ups compared to the others, but I still really like this shade and think it'll look pretty on a lot of folks. Here are some arm swatches. Like I said, with these more sheared out, you can tell Peachy, Apricot, and Coral all look pretty darn similar in my opinion. This may not be the case for everyone. Perhaps it's just my skin tone that makes these look so similar. I'm also going to show you the stain that's left behind after removing these. I use both a makeup wipe and then an oil-based makeup remover to really try to break down that pigment, and this is what's left behind. So like I said, especially that Rosy Kiss leaves a really bright pink stain behind. This does eventually wash off. I just have to give my arm a break and then wash again. I actually use a little bit of toner and that helps to remove it as well. So that's your hot tip for the day. Hope it helps. I'm so happy to say that I really like this formula overall. I did have kind of a traumatizing lip tint experience recently. I got a few of the Rare Beauty soft pinch tinted lip oil things. They were supposed to be a lip oil that left a tint behind. They didn't really do either one of those things for me. I know, kind of a hot take because a lot of people are loving those. Personally, they actually really hurt my lips. So when I saw a new lip tint arrive in the mail to me, I was a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But these are so comfortable. They definitely remind me of just the stain version of the ColourPop glossy lip stains. I still slightly prefer the ColourPop ones just because they do have that glossy moment first. However, these are a lot more long wearing, a lot more transfer proof. So it just depends on what you're looking for out of your lip product. My personal favorite is Coral Kiss. It's just that right in between. It gives me a little bit of pop of color, but it's such an easy to wear type of color. I feel like it's gonna go with everything. It definitely has a fresh, warm weather type of feeling for me. So this is my top pick. I do really like the one I'm wearing throughout the talking portions of the video, this Berry Kiss. Color wise, this is probably my second favorite. However, this Berry Kiss and Rosy Kiss do tend to go a little bit patchy pretty quickly on me. You may not experience that if you have darker pigmented lips than I do. I think the reason why the other three don't look like that is because they're closer to my natural lip color. But shade wise, I really, really like this one as well. At the end of the day, I think Peachy Kiss, Apricot Kiss, and Coral Kiss all look pretty similar on me. Again, might be different for somebody who has a different undertone or a different skin tone. But for me personally, I don't think that I need all three of these. Just any one of these can really get the job done. They all look really pretty. They're just a little bit too similar, especially for $25. I just wouldn't have felt like I invested my money wisely if I bought two of these. So my top picks are Coral and Berry. Also not bad as a cheek product. Probably not something I'm gonna necessarily reach for all the time. But if you're in a pinch and you need a little multitasker, as a touch-up type product, I think it could be really useful. For me, blush is one of the first things to start to fade away as I'm wearing my makeup out in the world. So it's not really a bad idea to have one of these in your bag. You can add a little bit of blush back to the face, add a little bit of color back to the lips. I think that's kind of a cool idea. So, you know, it's not going to be my go-to cheek product, but as a touch-up product, I actually think it's pretty cool. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about these products. Are you going to be picking up a lip blush? Which color is your favorite? I always love to hear what you think about things too. So make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! One of the last videos I did, the price they gave me was wrong. So, subject to change. I think this one matches my look the best, but it's probably, like, personally my least favorite of the colors. They all look good, but if I had to rank them, I would probably put this one last. Just one guy's opinion. I'm sure it looks good on you. Looks perfect on you. You look beautiful as always. I just got my hair done. That's why it's actually straight, because the only time my hair ever gets blown out is when my stylist does it for me, because my arms get tired and I start sweating a lot, and I don't know. Is that too much information? Does anybody else have that problem? We can pretend like I don't heat style my hair to keep my hair healthy, but it's really just because my arms get tired and I don't want to get sweaty after my show. The truth comes out. I'm fine with it. It's fine. This cute little purple eyeshadow does have a tutorial coming soon. It's for a build your own palette that I did. Sneak peek. I think that's it. Was that everything? I hope I didn't forget anything. I hope I gave you all the info you needed. I hope that the info that they sent is correct. Sorry if it's not. I'll try to update if I need to. And thanks for watching. I'm just glad you're here. I'm always glad you're here. And I appreciate you. And I love your face. I'll see you soon. You're doing great, by the way. You're hanging in there. You're doing a great job. You're killing it. All right. Proud of you. Bye.